Well, hello everybody. This is Pastor Bert Cloud with your Sunday forecast. Hope that you are doing well. Now, I have guests today with me, so let me show you. I'm here at the parsonage, and with me is my daughter Danielle and my dog Kiva. Kiva is the dog, and Danielle is the human. And I am. Thank you so much for joining us today. I will have to pay them later, both of them. Yeah. So listen, I want to just give you a quick heads up about what we're talking about on Sunday. We're continuing our series on the questions that God asks of us, and I'm going to spend some time in 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 1 through 13. There's a lot happening here. In fact, if you know this kind of part of the Bible, this is like a Marvel movie. There's so much drama and pyrotechnics involved with what happens that leads up to this moment. And it is a time of conflict, conflicted ideas about how we understand God and how God works in this world, in this life. And, all those other things that kind of pretend to be God or, we create as gods, how those, fail us. Certainly. So let me read this passage for you so you can be thinking about it and kind of anticipating. So there is a few characters I want you to be aware of in this. One of them is Ahab, who is the king, and there is also Jezebel, who is the queen. Jezebel represents a different religious tradition, and there's all this tension and drama about, the influence of other religions in the people of Israel and in the hearts of people. So Jezebel, really kind of a difficult, dark character in the midst of this. And kind of the hero figure here is Elijah, the prophet. So there's a conflict that happens in the desert. It's conflict in the desert. Plays itself out. It does not go well for the false prophets and the people that are looking after the religious interest of Jezebel's family. Here's what happens. So Ahab, the king, told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, which included killing a bunch of prophets that were on the other side of the argument. How he had killed all of Baal's prophets with the sword. Now, Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah with this message, with this threat. May the gods do whatever they want to me if by this time tomorrow I haven't made your life like one of them, one of the people he killed. So Elijah, who had been part of all of this amazing kind of like victorious moment, freaked out. Elijah was terrified, it says. He got up and ran for his life, and he arrived at Beersheba in Judah and left his assistant there. Now, he himself went further into the desert, about a day's journey. He finally sat down under a solitary broom bush. He longed for his own death. He is so worried and so freaked out. He's like, this is it. I'm done. The quote is, "It's more than enough, Lord. Take my life because I am no better than my ancestors." He lay down and slept under the solitary broom bush, just kind of giving up. Then suddenly a messenger tapped him and said to him, "Get up and eat something." Elijah opened his eyes and he saw flatbread baked on glowing coals and a jar of water right by his head. He ate and drank and then went back to sleep. And then the Lord's messenger returned a second time and tapped him. "Get up," the messenger said. "Eat something because you have a difficult road ahead of you." Elijah got up and he ate and he drank and went refreshed by that food for 40 days and nights until he arrived at Horeb, which is God's mountain. And there he went into a cave and spent the night. All right, you with me so far? Elijah replied, I've been very passionate for the Lord. I've been very passionate for the Lord God of heavenly forces, because the Israelites have abandoned your covenant. They have torn down your altars. They have murdered your prophets with the sword. I am the only one left, and now they want to take my life too. And the Lord God said, Go out and stand at the mountain before the Lord. The Lord is passing by. A very strong wind tore through the mountains and broke apart the stones before the Lord. But the Lord wasn't in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but the Lord wasn't in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, there was a fire. But the Lord wasn't in the fire. After the fire, there was a sound. Now, this translation says thin and quiet. But other translations, the one I grew up with was, he heard a still small voice. When Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his coat, and he went out, and he stood at the cave's entrance. And a voice came to him and said, and here's the question, why are you here, Elijah? Elijah said, I have been very passionate for the Lord. I've been very passionate for the Lord God of heavenly forces, because the Israelites have abandoned your covenant. They have torn down your altars, and they have murdered your prophets with the sword. I am the only one left, and now they want to take my life too. And the Lord said to him, Go back. Go back through the desert to Damascus and anoint Hazael as king of Aram. Also anoint Jehu, Nishmi's son, as king of Israel. And anoint Elisha from from Abel-Melah, Sabbath's son, to succeed you as prophet. Whoever escapes the sword from Hazael, Jehu will kill. And whoever escapes from the sword of Jehu, Elisha will kill. But I have preserved those who remain in Israel, tolerating 7,000, all those whose knees haven't bowed down to Baal and whose mouths haven't kissed him. Now, this is the end of the reading, but the story continues to go on. There is a lot here, and on Sunday, we're going to spend some time around that question that he had to encounter when he makes it on this long journey from this incredible victory through this desert experience of being terrified and wanting to give up, having encountered earthquake and wind and destruction, and still there is, what are you doing? And here's the job. So we'll talk more about this on Sunday. We certainly all have a job to do. I'm mindful of all the things that we have in front of us, and a great fall. On Sunday, we will be talking about the opportunities that people have to learn and to grow in their discipleship, and we will talk about the renewal of our children's ministry. Our youth ministry is getting ready to kick off. Lots of things are about to happen as we enter into this fall season. I love the fall. I think it's great. Now, I'm going to be sidelined a little bit for that during this time. Hopefully, I will be having surgery on Monday, and we'll be recovering from that, kind of working my way forward with treatment. But I will continue to be your pastor, and we continue to have this collective work together of living faithfully, of following Jesus, and loving people to life. So as you look through the information that comes with this video, there's some things that I want you to clearly kind of be looking at, an invitation for you to kind of follow our care journey, and also to be praying for me and praying for all. It's not just me that's kind of like working through something. There's a lot of people in our community and our circles that are working through things. So we're going to be praying, we're going to be serving and working. And I look forward to continuing this journey with you. God bless you. Take care. And I look forward to seeing you on Sunday.